Hello, hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome to the intuitive card reading for the week. Oh, almost knocked the table over. For the week of August 4th through 10th. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please share this video. Please, share this video if anybody needs to hear the energies, influences of the week. Please like this video, first of all, before you share it. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed. That would be really helpful. And comments go down below. Guys, I love the comments. Keep them coming. Love to see how this reading resonates with you, how it doesn't. I always recommend that you watch this video in the beginning of the week. You can do the middle of the week if you want, but really the beginning, end of the week is ideal. So you can kind of see how these energies manifest for you, or if these messages manifest for you. And if they don't. What else? I think that's it, guys. This is the first full week of August. I'm excited to see what we have in store, so let's just dive right in. All right, guys, what do we need? What do we need? Really good energy right off the bat. Hedonist, in the light, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. This is about seeking pleasure. This is about seeking beauty. This is about seeking art, seeking fun. Just doing things to just do things just for the heck of it, enjoying yourself, leisure activities, things like that. So we need this, guys. There's not too much more I can say about this. Eat good food, drink good wine, indulge a little bit. Don't go into the shadow. This is in the light, and something tells me maybe we're depriving ourselves of something, right? I definitely feel like this deprivation kind of feeling, like we're not allowing ourselves to live or enjoy something, right? The word enjoy really, sticks out to me here. So let loose a little bit and do something. If you guys are on vacation, this is a great week for that. If you've been thinking about maybe taking a couple of days off or a day off from work and doing something that would be in the pleasure-seeking category, do it. It's a really good week for it, and the fact that it came under need means we really need it. Like, our soul really needs this archetype, right? So definitely, guys, indulge. Okay, give yourself the leisure and the pleasure and all of the good things. I love this good energy coming right out of the bat there. Okay, action needed. Okay, so wow, can you think of two more opposite energies? Because now we have orphaned, action needed. Okay, so we've gotten this before. Maybe under this exact slot in this section. I'm not necessarily, can't trust my memory right now. But it definitely means depressed, lonely, feeling isolated, feeling misunderstood, feeling feeling disconnected. So saying action needed, that we need to take action on these feelings, okay? And maybe we've been feeling like that. That's why we need to, move into the hedonist type energy. But we need to take action on that. So if you've been feeling depressed and maybe you've been thinking about taking medication, no shame in the medication game, guys. If you feel like you want to do it naturally, go for it. If you feel like you needed to do it, if you need to get on an actual drug, go for it. There is no, nothing is good, nothing is bad. It's just whatever is best for you. Use your intuition, right? If you need to connect to people, right? Go for it. Force yourself out of the house. Go to that meetup. Go to that, try to meet new people. Try to connect with people on a deeper level. If, already existing people in your life, that kind of thing. Because I definitely do feel like we're feeling alone. We're feeling misunderstood. We're feeling like we are in it on our own. So we need to take action on that. How do we feel less of that? Right? How do we rectify that? Right? That's what the action need is asking us to do. So I definitely do feel like, again, not sure if it came up in this slot, but the fact that it did come up in this slot tells me that we're ready to take action on it. We're tired of this feeling kind of creeping up, or, getting into these moods, or getting, and feeling this way. So I definitely do feel like we're taking the reins and taking action. So good for you guys. Issue. Okay, track down your fears and desires. Okay, so it's under issues. So this is about going for what you want, going for what you desire, being, not letting fear get to you. So we're having issues with that. So we are letting the fears get to us a little bit, okay, that are getting in the way of our desires. So it's been a while since we've gotten, and I don't think it's in any of the decks I've been using lately, but there is a card that is really strictly fear. So we haven't gotten that one in a while. But this is definitely saying that we're letting our fears kind of get in the way of like doing things, right? So if there's something that you really want to do, and it might be something linked to the Hadanas there, we might be, there might be fear in the way, that we're, afraid of something, afraid to let loose, afraid to have fun, afraid to seek pleasure, afraid, and it could also be connected to the orphan, afraid to seek connection, afraid to get help, afraid to go on medication, right? Like it could be, all different kinds of fears. So I definitely do feel like it's definitely not a clarity issue. That's what this is saying here. It's like, it's not saying that you don't know what you want or what you desire or what would be good for you or what you want your next steps to be. It's more about like the fear of getting there, right? Of, there's something in the way, like an obstacle of some kind. So that's definitely going to come up. But again, I'm definitely feeling, I know it's a kind of weird energy to come off of these two cards, especially in the issue section, and then also like one of, like a card that really indicates depressed. But I definitely feel like an empowered type feeling because we're taking control of these things. So, and I always say, and maybe you haven't heard me say it in a while, and if you have, sorry, I know sometimes it's a cliche, but awareness is half the battle. If you know what's going on, that's half the battle, right? A lot of people just go through life on autopilot, not being conscious of what's going on, not being aware of what's going on or what's keeping them back, holding them back. But in this case, you do, right? So these, you're it's almost like you're identifying these issues or these problems, and you're working through them. But again, they might be some issues this week, but nothing that you can't move through, right? I definitely feel like this powerful kind of energy coming through. At least these two cards, and like I said, these are two like really hard cards, really, defining some obstacles for us, but we're getting through it. Let's see what's in challenge here. We have Hermit upside down, withdraws from society out of fear, negative judgments to others, refusing to help those in need. Okay, so this is about isolating yourself. Again, here's fear again. Interesting. So challenge. So we're having an issue getting ourselves out of the house. We're having an issue not making friends, getting out of the house and connecting with people. Makes sense since we got that orphan card, right? So, sometimes the Hermit is good, sometimes, isolation is really good. We learn a lot about ourselves. We decompress. We get things done. We're productive, that kind of thing. So yeah, sometimes isolation is great. But this is saying it's not so great, and it's definitely a challenge for us. So guys, I hate to say this, especially my introverts, which I am one of them. Force yourself out of the house is basically what Spirit is saying here. Get yourself out. You will be better for it. It will be beneficial for you, okay? It will help something tells me your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, okay? Get out of the house, get connected with people. It's not the week to be the Hermit is basically what it's saying here. But it's under challenge, so like I said, we're going to probably have to, really push ourselves. All right, we have change between worlds. Yes, I haven't seen this card in a while. Yes, love it. Okay, so what's changing? So between worlds is basically limbo, right? It's kind of like one foot in your old life. You're not exactly who you used to be, but you're not exactly who you want to be, right? Old life, new life kind of situation. So, but that's changing. So it means that we're changing out of limbo, moving forward, okay? Not moving backwards, which is good. But this is basically saying we're getting there, okay? We're getting to we're getting out of limbo. We're getting out of that space where things are kind of like confusing and things are going to be, maybe confusing is not the word. Because like I said, I'm definitely not feeling like a lack of clarity, especially in this first row here. It's more so about like, where you want to head, but something is like holding you back. So you're not confused about it. It's just something, maybe it's money. Maybe for me, it's illness. Maybe it's, maybe some kind of fear, right? Definitely this reading indicates that, but yeah, that's definitely changing. So you can see more glimpses this week of your new life, coming upon you. Maybe you're inching closer. Maybe you're moving forward a few more steps forward. But it becomes obvious, right? And things might be more tangible. And tangible, I mean like in your environment, like you can actually see it. Maybe, you've been internally changing, but maybe the outside starts matching the inside. The external starts matching the internal. So that's really great. Love that. I'm a Gemini, so I love change. Okay, what do we need to focus on? Hold the space. Okay, I think we got it last week or maybe for the month of August, which makes sense. But hold the space means being an active listener, holding space for your own emotions, holding space for other people. So focus is for like the priority. So don't forget to do that. Don't forget to listen to people. Don't forget to be like a good listener, hold space for other people, hold space for yourself. Makes sense. The universe is asking us to push out and socialize, push yourselves out and socialize. So be a good, be a good listener, and people will be a good listener to you as well. Like I really feel like a reciprocal type of energy coming through here. So I love that. So this is the opportunity for more connection too. So if the orphaned manifests for you as nobody understands me, I can't connect with anybody, basically it's saying, well, focus on how you can connect on a more vulnerable and intimate level, right? By really talking in depth with people, really holding space for people, not judging people, things like that. So you create that type of connection, and it's a priority to do so. I love that. What do we have under reflect? We have poet, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. I love this, and a really cool card to get for reflect. So this is basically about you're expressing your expressing your soul, expressing your emotion. So reflect usually comes out with like really good journal prompts. Maybe you'll weirdly find yourself, especially if you're not used to writing poems, write something profound or poetic this week, or you can actually reflect on your words, how you speak, how do you communicate your soul, right? How you profound insights to how you feel. Let it out. It's the best thing I could kind of say. And maybe, I was gonna say 9 times out of 10, it's if you just like I think it's called automatic writing. Yeah, I think it's called automatic writing. I forget. But you kind of just like let your intuition go, basically, and just like write from the soul, write from the heart. 9 times out of 10, it's like really profound stuff, right? So go ahead and do that, and you'd be surprised at how profound and poetic your words would be. So definitely like reflect on that for sure. But again, also reflect on how you use your words, how you choose your words, how you communicate, and that kind of thing. All right, responsibilities. We have co-create. Love this. This is always about manifesting. So co-create, working with somebody could also be this as well. So it's under responsibility. So it's your responsibility to work well with others. It's your responsibility to tell the universe what you want. Love that. Coming ahead of the money, finances, and career. Would love to see what that card is, but it also means like working with the universe to create abundance and prosperity. So I'm jumping ahead here and seeing what money, finances, and career is. Star, ancestor, father, voice of your soul. Okay, so this is about intuition. So again, interesting, these 3 cards in the middle here. This is basically saying, listen to what your soul needs, right? And that's using your intuition, right? So it's under money, finance, and career. So make any intuitive decisions in work. Oops, I hit the table. In work, money, finances, and career. Work with the universe as well. I will definitely say that these are connected for sure, obviously. And tell the universe what you want. For sure. But definitely there's something intuitive going on here, whether it's an intuitive investment. I'm not a financial advisor, I should say. Connect with your financial advisor, connect with your own intuition, but maybe there's an investment that you need to make this week or something like that. If maybe there's a job offer and it doesn't feel aligned to you, do not take it, right? If it doesn't feel aligned to your soul or where you want to go, don't take it, that kind of thing. Again, make your own decisions, but use your intuition for sure. All right, what do we have under surprise? This is usually my favorite slot because it's comes out of nowhere sometimes. Okay, most times. Martyr, shadow, addiction to self-pity. Okay, so a surprising event of addiction to self-pity, somebody being a martyr, you being a martyr. Okay, so this could definitely be where you might surprise yourself in looking for pity in some way, shape, or form, or somebody in, it could be somebody else, somebody looking for pity, somebody looking for attention, somebody, or you looking for attention. And if it's you, it's in ways that you maybe can't predict or surprise yourself. Maybe you're somebody that never seeks attention, right? And this, you feel like you do something this week that's like acting out, looking for attention, looking for pity, looking for somebody to pay attention to you. There's not too much more I can say about that. Or it might be somebody. If it's somebody, just ignore them. Like I said, they're looking for attention and they're just looking for pity. I think it's going to be a little confusing for you because this is a week where obviously, like, so far we've gotten a message about like connecting to people. Just watch out for people that really are just like addicted to complaining or addicted to putting themselves in all these awful situations, but it was really their, and not taking accountability for their roles and doing that, like that kind of thing. Yeah, there's not too much more I can say there, but I would say just like be mindful of that because, like I said, you're going to be pushing yourself out of the house and connecting with more people and looking for that intimacy, but there might be somebody that like plays the martyr, right? Where again, they don't take accountability for anything. They kind of blame everybody for their own, poor decision making and that kind of thing, and addiction to like feeling bad for themselves all the time, that kind of thing. And again, looking for like attention in that way. Okay, friends, what do we got? Chop wood. Okay, so this is about doing the little things. This is about it could be about having humility. Sometimes that comes through on this, but not really. This is really about don't forget the little things of friendship, I would say. What makes a good friendship, I think, is, I know this isn't the reflect spot, but I mean, something to think about for sure. Sometimes it is the little things. Sometimes it's the little gestures. Sometimes it's the small support. Sometimes it's the, I know we're not in the surprise section either anymore, but I would also say, and I'm reading intuitively because that's what I do, is like I'm getting this feeling of like being surprised by somebody's gesture or being surprised by somebody's support or something along those lines. Or somebody does something very little for you, but it's really a big deal for you, or something along those lines. Or vice versa, right? You do something small for somebody, but it really means the world to them. I do feel like it's more towards you, but again, this is reading for the collective, so everybody's different, so it could, manifest in different ways for each of you guys. But yeah, it definitely, like, it's basically saying it's the little things. Okay, romantic connection. We have broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Okay, so lots of peace in the romantic connection. I forget the card we had the last time I did a reading. I think it was for the monthly, and it wasn't so great. That's all I remember. Because I remember, it had to be the monthly because it's definitely a month of like reconnecting with people and deepening our relationships, and then all of a sudden romantic connection wasn't so great. But this is saying that things are more peaceful, okay? And enjoy that. Enjoy like that you're actually, that you and your spouse are really getting along. Appreciate that. Have gratitude around that. But it definitely feels like this is really, well, it's obviously pretty good for people that have been in chaos, maybe, lately in their romantic relationships, that there's definitely, this feels like a more peaceful week in that way. Less arguments, less conflicts, that kind of thing. Okay, what's important? Rescuer. Provide strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Okay, this is in the light. This is meaning like in a positive way. Helping others in crisis. Connecting with people, no expectation. Okay, without like an expectation of reward. Yeah, so I love this. So it's important to utilize this basically when we're connecting with people. Like I said, definitely spirit is, I think I know what I'm going to title this video, and it's definitely the highlight of the week, I would say, is really pushing you to get out of the house, and connect in some way, shape, or form to people in an intimate, more vulnerable way than usual, because we really need it, okay? And so people can rescue us and we can rescue other people, right? In a positive way, not in a codependent way, right? And so it's so important to remember that and to do that, right? There's not too much more I can say there. All right, health and wellness. This is my favorite section, serendipity. Okay, so things are kismet. Things are working together. Things are meant to be. Things are more in flow. And so we love that for health and wellness. So maybe when, maybe you're looking for the finances for a new wellness treatment, and all of a sudden you get that amount of money, you win that amount of money on a scratch off. I don't know, something, so that would be like kismet to me. Like it would be the exact amount of money you need for the wellness treatment or whatever it actually is. So I love that. So it's something is serendipitous, like it's meant to be, like it's something will happen that that will help you connect the dots, I think. I think that's the best way I can say it. So that could be a spiritual journey, mental journey, physical journey, okay? Any kind of wellness journey. Okay, overall outcome, we have Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. Love that. So this is about being adaptable. We get the flexible card a lot. I think we got it maybe for the last weekly, maybe for the monthly, but it's saying that when things are changing, it's important to be adaptable and flexible. But so this is more so like, yeah, things are changing, okay? And we know that because the Between Worlds card, we have, letting us know that we're like moving forward. So overall outcome says just be flexible. This week, you have many talents, use your skills when needed. Things are changing, so just, take one step at a time kind of situation. So I love this, guys, because I like actual weeks where we can actually see. Yeah, I definitely, this is definitely confirmation too, because it's another change type card where we can actually see the physical changes of maybe what we've been working on. So this could also be like, if you're on a weight loss journey, for example, in the last couple of years or something like that, this is like the week you can actually see the change. Maybe you've gradually seen the change, but something happens where it kind of clicks, where you can really see the change, if that makes sense. So I love that. What a great week. I love this week. Honestly, there's nothing that I would say is a red flag. I would just watch out for that martyr card here because, you are opening up to people. Just make sure, you're not opening up to maybe like the wrong person that might be like, again, addicted to self-pity or not taking accountability or, is addicted to their own suffering, for example, like that kind of thing. So, but I feel like it's like far and in between, right? So just watch out for that because like I said, it feels like Spirit is really asking us to really, go out there and connect. So other than that, I love it. Love the co-create card in the middle here. So definitely do feel like we're going to be feeling more abundant in general, and love that change, right? All right, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week, and let me know down below as well how some of these messages resonated with you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.